scream bravo. Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show.
Hey everybody, it's Paul from Gold Gauntlet Comics. Today is February 13th, 2020. With it being Thursday, it's time for Hulkverine Devil Fever. Today we're going to be looking at Daredevil, the Man Without Fear, number 3. Done by Frank Miller. Legendary Frank Miller. John Romita Jr. Legendary. Al Williamson. Legendary. Christie Scheele. And Joe Rosen. So, this cover, now as in then, really got my fever going. It is a great cover. You talk about your embossing, shiny cover, nice gimmick cover. Look at that. It was $2.95 back then. Of course, there's Daredevil looking down. And I don't know if you can see it, but check out that, like that fingerprint on the Man Without Fear. Color setting is great. There's Elektra down there fighting some thugs. You'll see that later in the comic book. You flip it over. What a great tease. Look at this. And when he wakes, Matt can only wonder, was it a dream? Yes, it had to be a dream. How could Elektra be evil? Talk about a tease when you're looking at this in the store. So, yeah, this fever starts right on the cover for me. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a sucker for gimmick covers. It's got everything. You got your embossing, some nice 3D embossing here. Daredevil looking down as he's swinging. This comic, from a writing standpoint, is amazing too. Of course, Frank Miller did so much with Daredevil. He deconstructed and reconstructed his life like crazy. And he really brought a lot of people on board for Daredevil, including myself. I was always collected Daredevil, but Frank really got me to a fever pitch. So let's go ahead and take a look at the inside page. Once again, there's your credits. Go down. This is a big book. Look at that. They have production and everything. So, look at this embossing on here. That looks cool too. So, as you look, it says, now we come to the center of our spectacular limited series and the middle portion of Matt Murdock's life. The good part, Elektra. Now, for the first time, our Daredevil fans will get to see Frank Miller, John Romita Jr., Al Williamson, and company bring forth the very first moments of Matt's greatest love and future nemesis. We knew this issue would be special from the very first page to the last. And the last, well, there's still much more of Daredevil's secret origin to tell. Read on. And here it gives you a synopsis of the last issue. Typical Marvel style. Young Matt Murdock has laid his late father to rest and taken revenge on the thugs who murdered him. He attends Columbia University Law School and befriends fellow student Franklin Foggy Nelson, secretly aiding Foggy's struggle against a bully. Soon after, Matt has his first tantalizing encounter with Elektra, the woman who will change his life now. Stop atop a snowy mountain. Sorry, guys. Atop a snowy mountain in New York State, Matt confronts the dark-haired beauty. He's chased face to face. So as we see here, here's your first page. Elektra's falling off a cliff. Says, no! The thing about John Romita Jr. in this, his fine line work is really on point. A lot of small details in this. So there she's falling a cliff into a lake. Matt goes down to rescue her. He's almost out of breath. He comes back up. She's laughing. And then she takes off in her car. There's a lot that goes on in this. Matt and Foggy really find out a lot about Elektra, but at the end is a dropper. Kingpin becomes the Kingpin of New York. I mean, it's crazy. He kills the last mafia boss there is and takes over. But meanwhile, he goes back Foggy gets him the address to Elektra's. And of course he heads over to Elektra's mansion. Wants to see what's going on. Once again, pretty good panel work. Fine detail. Fine hatchings with Romita. Color artist was really good on this as well. In Frank Miller's time, the Daredevil books tend to be a little bit darker. Not a little bit, a lot darker. Color and writing-wise. And there you go. Look at the detail on this. Some really nice work done on this book. Check that out. They loosed the dog came at him. Of course, Matt took care of it. Tosses a guard out the window. Here's Elektra playing the piano in an atrium. Look at that. There's the piano. There's the guard coming through. You know what's coming next. Guard falls on the piano. Elektra keeps playing. Braka, 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 braka. Look at Elektra in there. Matt should have known. I mean, come on. You know, blind man can see she's crazy. See, it says stupid. Broke the rules again. So he's watching her. Or she's watching him, actually. There's her dad, still alive. Like I said, a lot goes on in this issue, number 3. They placed it right in the middle, just for a climax. Love that close-up shot of Elektra. And they start tracking Matt down because of his blood loss. And this is where, God, Frank's writing is amazing. He crawls deep inside himself. Through waves of nausea and clammy, icy cold, he concentrates. And he finds the strength he needs to make it back to the dorm. Remember, he's still in college at this point. And this just illustrates how wounded Daredevil gets. It's been alluded to many times with his addiction to painkillers. Remember, he's a man. His ability is to be able to see in the blind, or be able to see blind with his radar, not heal himself. I don't know if I'm too crazy about how this blood is drawn, but it's okay. It works. So there he is in the shower. And guess who's there? Elektra. Foggy's trying to get back in the dorm. He asks for a minute. 25 minutes later, here comes Elektra out. Matt's all smiley. So here's a real interesting scene where these thugs are preying. Elektra hears these thugs preying on an innocent lady, and she invites them down a dark alley, basically for a good time. They're coming down. She gets undressed. She's naked, or not naked, but she's in her what's that called? I can't think of what that's called. Almost like a two-piece, her lingerie, basically. She draws them in and she just wallops at them. She kills them all, I believe. And there you got a real anti-hero going on. That's why we love Elektra. She's a great assassin. And they just can't get a hold on her. Maybe she didn't kill them all. I don't remember right now. And she proceeds to kick these guys' butts. Money shot. Look at that. My God. Look at that. Look at all the hatch work on this. You know, John Romita Jr. catches a lot of grief for his art. I think it's all right. I have no problem with it. It's not my favorite, but I like it. Yeah, I think she killed them all. So she takes care of them all. I love New York and blood. Now they're at the gym. Elektra and Matt, they're working out. Matt's getting distracted in class, of course. Stick comes and visits him. Look at Stick. Stick is such a badass. And he tells him, stay away from Elektra. But then he wakes up. And they're skiing again. By the fire. Lots of romance going on here. I mean, you can see why Matt fell for Elektra. She's a bad girl. And he's a good boy. It just made sense. After Dad gets killed, she finds out, she takes off. And fast forward, here we are. Don, oh gosh, I can't remember. Don, the head of the mafia in New York. There we go. Don Rigoletto is meeting with his people. He's in the room. Wilson comes up behind him. Look at this. Ah, yes, those strong hands. Child prostitution, designer drugs, it's madness, madness. Yes, that's perfect. I do have a headache, you know. You always know, don't you? My silent, nameless friend. Damn them all. They'd kill me if they had the chance. You're the only one I can trust. Snap. There's a rose. Wilson Fisk, a.k.a. the Kingpin. Let's look at this. He has waited for years. This killer quietly making the proper connections, building a silent consensus. Soon that consensus will be an unshakable stronghold. They will obey him or die. He will rule the city as a lord of crime, the Kingpin. To be continued. So there you have the birth of the Kingpin as the ruler of New York City. And then something really cool here for the next issue. The pencils on it. So this is Daredevil, Man Without Fear, Volume 1, Number 3, released December 1993. So, and as I mentioned on the back, that little tease. Pretty clever. So, that was The Man Without Fear, Daredevil, The Man Without Fear, Number 3, Frank Miller and John Romita Jr.'s limited series. Like I said, Frank Miller did a great job tearing down Daredevil and the characters around him and building them back up. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry I've been out of the loop for a couple of weeks. Real life, you know how it is. Real life takes over. You gotta respond. But hopefully I'm back on schedule now. Look for Eye for Indies tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. For Eye for Indies on Valentine's Day. Tomorrow, Friday the 14th. Oh my goodness. And for my schedule to get back to normal from here on out. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. I put out content pretty regularly. Sometimes I take a little break. Once again, real life, it catches up. So have a great day, and we'll talk with you all later.